Hello, kitties! That's quite a patronising introduction, but hopefully no one's here yet anyway. Have I got a stream for you? Well, hopefully. Let's see what we're going to get up to today. I want to go into, as it's the start of another month, let's talk about last month. How did my sales go on Etsy? Have they crashed after all these new changes? Because I have done very little to my shop this entire year. So how have my sales been going? My promoted listings, and also this new search analytics is back again. The beta's back again. It's new, it's improved. Let's have a look at all that. I also have some of the cutest little sculptures to show you, not mine, someone else's, and there's a whole story behind why I want to share them with you. And I have a lovely little heartwarming story about Etsy sellers and buyers, because there's all too often nasty, horrible stories, so I just want to share a nice one. But before we get started, I just want to say this live stream is brought to you by my wonderful Patreons. This month we have Katrina, Sharon and Walla, so thank you all for your support, guys. If any of you guys are interested in anything to do with Patreon, I have a Patreon account over on Patreon, obviously. Where else would it be? And you can pop in, have a look. There's some posts there, there's ways to chat there. It's another way to communicate. So if you're interested in that, check us out in the link in the chat. So I said, what should we start with? Should we start with a heartwarming story? I think we should. So what we've got here, coffee time. We so often hear horrible things from Etsy sellers and Etsy buyers. Now, I can't find the original post on this, but in one of the Etsy sellers groups, someone posted up screenshots of this, so I just want to share it to you. So here we have, and it's a woman called Emily. She's saying, someone that I just ordered from on Etsy made me cry. A friend of mine is getting ready to lose her dad to cancer. And the sweetest things happened after my dad died was a random lady giving me a handkerchief at his funeral. It was such a kind and thoughtful gesture that I've made it a point to give hankies to all my friends when they lose a parent. I'd ordered one, then attempted to cancel because I've been unemployed for the better part of a month and didn't need to spend the money. I messaged her and she said she would cancel it, and when it hadn't been cancelled after a few days, I told her never mind, just to send it to me. I told her a story and why I wanted to send it. She says she was an 80-year-old grandma and she had over 2,500 hankies that she's collected. She would send a little something extra with my order. Basically, she sent all the woman's money back plus an extra $2, which is totally lovely anyway. This woman has her little Etsy shop, but was so touched by the other woman's story that basically she sent her item and a load of freebies. But it gets even nicer. When this story was shared on the Facebook groups, excuse me, when this story was shared, I had a sneezing fit just before I started streaming. When this story was shared with a link to the woman's shop, then so many people were touched by her loveliness that lots of Etsy sellers went to her shop and purchased a hanky from her. And so at the minute in time, this wonderful woman's shop is sitting completely sold out, which I think is great. So I'll just include her shop here so you can go over. I've given her a like, just so everyone can go over, have a look at this wonderful person who not only didn't cancel the order, sent all the money back and the item for free. So now so many people have purchased from her that she's sold out. So I thought that was a lovely, heartwarming little story. Let's even pop onto the screen, and this, as we can see, this is Vintage Hankies by Ruth. Here's her shop, and it is completely empty of items, which is awesome. People have said, who were there at the time, said she had about 50 items up for sale, and they all sold overnight because everyone was so touched by her absolute niceness. Excuse me, hiccups now. So absolutely go over, give her shop a heart. I mean, good grief, hang on, back to Back to screen. Good grief. It had about 100 admirers when I looked, 100 hearts on the shop when I looked before. Now it's at about 570. So that one little random act of kindness, and that everyone's paying that back tenfold to the woman, to lovely Ruth. So if you just give her a bit of a bit of a love, yeah, whatever. We'll call it whatever. So that's our first little heartwarming story. I thought you would all love that. Next thing we've got, if you're on Facebook, you've probably seen there's a post going round everywhere. People are sharing these absolutely adorable little fox sculptures. And when you go to the shop, it's some horrific third-party seller. It's saying these sculptures are something like $20 to buy. But when you look into it, the pictures don't even make sense. There's some of them that are fox bodies, some that are just fox heads, and it is clearly a total rip-off. And that really angered me. I found my items on sites like this before. They just use your picture to con people into buying, and goodness alone knows what they actually send them out, but it's certainly not my stuff, and I know for sure it's not this woman's stuff. There's no way she's making this stuff for $20. So I searched and I searched, and I found the woman's actual Instagram page, which I will link to. I'm setting up loads of links just now, but if you want to check this out after the stream, go over it, give her a bit of love. This is wonderful, and just you wait till I bring this up. So it took a bit of searching to find. So please don't share the Facebook post that's going around that links you to a shop that's selling her stuff for $20. This is not her. Share her Instagram page, share her actual things. So over to the screen, and I'm going to say this wrong, but Lady Manova. Does anyone know if I'm saying? I think, where is she from? I don't know. It looks kind of Eastern. Let's say Eastern. I'm not very good at different languages, but share herself, don't share everyone else. And why am I not following her? There we go. So give her a follow. Right, and you guys just want to see this stuff. It is amazing. I'm going to get into the Etsy thing, but you all had to see this. We've got to share her because, and here, these are the pictures. If you haven't seen them already going around, but don't share that listing. Share this listing. Well, it's not even a listing. I haven't found how you can buy from her. I'm sure if you message her on Instagram you can sort out, but here is her stuff, and it's absolutely adorable. These little foxes in a pocket now, and I have for the next 2 weeks I've got some needle felting tutorials inspired by what I've seen here. I'm not trying to copy her in any way, shape or form, and I'm not going to be selling the inspirations, but we've got some stuff inspired by her. But I think her work is absolutely adorable and needs to get seen more. I think she's only got, what, oh, she's got 40,000 followers. She has quite a lot of followers, but still absolutely deserved. So I love these little pocket foxes and kitties, just little heads snuggled up in your pocket. So cute. And yes, they all just have a lovely soft expression, these big cute eyes, and random unicorns. A duck, I don't know what they are. I don't know what the blue thing is, but it needs a cuddle for sure. Cats, and here's her stuff in pockets that is totes adorable. I think that's a Chihuahua dog. A duck with a little moustache stick. So cute. Kittens in pockets. Everyone needs a kitten or a fox in their pocket, I think. I actually want to buy clothes with pockets so I can have little cute heads poking out of them. I think that is absolutely adorable. And the foxes, and this is what I mean, on the listing it's saying you can get one of these things for $20, which anyone who needles felts knows this is not $20. But they've got pictures like this, and they've also got pictures like this. Now, this is just a head in a pocket, to my knowledge, from what I can see. And these are fully formed bodies and heads. They're different things that cost a different amount to make. So it doesn't even make sense what you're getting. But her work is totally adorable. Now guys, if you're in the chat, just want to give us a thumbs up and give us a hello in the chat so that I know who's there and I can say hello to you. And I know the stream's working. If you just let me know the stream's working and I'm not talking to myself. And let me know which of these little items you love the best. I couldn't even pick. I think foxes. I think the foxes for me. And then I see a kitten that is just adorable, and then I see a dog that needs a home, and a raccoon. How do you pick? But right, you guys pick one. What's the favourite? What's the best? And two little kittens and a little dog, and I don't even know what that is, but it's adorable. And that seems to be a duck with a flat nose. I don't know what they are, but they are so cute. And a little puppy dog, and the smile on the foxes, it's just so adorable. So yes, we're going to have some tutorials based on this stuff later, but here is her work. And share her around. Don't share that Facebook post that's nothing to do with her. They're so cute in the pockets. Little puppies, little miceys. Absolutely adorable. Right, anyway, I think that's enough of that. That was so cute. So, yeah, totally. Check that out. Excuse me, need more coffee. Right, so, what does an actual Etsy seller make? How's my shop doing? What have we been doing for the month of October? What a fast month again. April, hello there. How are you doing? Good, good to see you. I did worry for a minute that I was streaming on the wrong channel or something because the chat was surprisingly quiet. So, thank you for saying hello. Right. So let us have a look at how my shop's doing for the month. Here is my shop manager, and we'll head over to stats and stats for last month. As we say, we've had the big changes. If you haven't already seen them, guys, the Etsy guide to the ultimate SEO was the document produced 5 or 6 weeks ago. I've got a whole range of videos on that, but has it made a difference to my shop as we're going through the months? Have things been crashing? Have things been dying? I will confess, I have done practically nothing to my shop. The only actual changes I've made to listings are ones that I've been doing in videos for you guys to see. I haven't been touching it otherwise because I'm waiting to catch up on all my orders, which is not going to happen. April, so glad you're doing well. Great, honestly, great to see you. Great to see you here. Right, so how have we been doing? And we can see on my stats for the month for my total views, and we can see that is increasing nicely, as we would expect at this time of year. We're just about to get into the crazy season, which is scaring me, as we'll find out later. But that's 21% up on last year for total views, 46% up for total visits. Not bad for doing nothing. So certainly my shop isn't dying. We're not falling out of search. And the scary best kind of bit is 16 orders with nearly £1,000 of revenue for the month of October. That is utterly bonkers. October is usually like a kind of August, September, October are like nah, and then suddenly November goes and freaks me out. But nope, October did the freaking me out type thing. And if we hit the compare to last year, we can see that's a 213% up on this time last year. So this time, well, October last year I made £300, and that's a fairly good October for me. That's pretty reasonable. And this year I made £942, and the same with the orders. Last year I got 9 orders and this year 16 orders. So yeah, October, we definitely haven't died since the changes, and I've done like nothing in my shop. I barely remember to relist. So yeah, scary. Traffic sources, 2,100 visits. 52% of them, so just over 1,000 of the visits for the month came from Etsy, 500 direct, 221 came from social media. And I say this so often, it just shows the law of diminishing returns. Unless on social media you're followed by millions of people, it's difficult to get people off one platform and onto another. Most of us want to work on building up our following on the platform we're on. So if you're on Etsy, you want to get most of your traffic coming from Etsy, and then can build up to other things later. But you put a link on Facebook, half the people following you won't even see it the way that Facebook works, and most of them might click on the first one you post, and then the second one not so much, and the third one no, not at all. Sandra, hi there. Oh, your October was so near. Near. I'm assuming that's how you say it. Wonderful to see I did better. Oh, thank you. That is so kind of you. I'm sorry yours wasn't doing too great, but like seriously, as I said, what I've found in general, October can be like the calm before the storm. I've had years where I've had a really good year in the shop, but things haven't picked up till sort of Thanksgiving. I'm in the UK, so I kind of guess when Thanksgiving is, but that, literally the majority of my sales have happened from Thanksgiving to the beginning of December, and that's terrifying. So I'm hoping this is going to be a little more evenly spread out, and I hope for the rest of you, hopefully you'll pick up and your November will be awesome. Totally, this is an outlier for me to have such a good October. Right, where are we? External search, which is pretty good. I got 144 views from external search. It's something I want to be focusing on a little more in the new year. We can all work on together, just getting spotted more in Google search, because this is the thing. If I want to come off Etsy at any point, which we don't want to be too reliant on one platform, so in the future I might want to come off Etsy. So I'm going to want to start building up this getting found from Google searches basically, and then 74 from random others. Oh, Sandra, I hope something sparks things. Absolutely. I mean that's the whole reason why I'm sharing all of this, because my shop, 2010, 2011, 2013, 3 years absolutely flatlined at rubbish. I mean, I was lucky to be making double figure sales in a year. Probably not even that. I was doing terrible. And then with help from people, I worked hard, learned about SEO, and basically all I'm sharing is the stuff that I've learned that's taken me from 10 sales in a year to 20 sales in a month kind of thing. So there, if it helps other people, then I'm just passing on what I learned. Okay, so from my month, the search terms, it's always interesting at this time of year. As views are getting much higher, it gives me a much better idea of what good search terms are to try and aim for. Because when you only have a few visits, then it can be an outlier. You could just have a lucky thing. But when you've got a big data set, that gives you a much more reliable source of data. That's why don't look at a week's worth of data. Don't look at what's happening today. Look at what's happened for the past month. So for me, and the thing is, you can see search terms, don't just rely on one search term, because out of all my thousands of visits, my top performing search term got 18 visits. So we want to try and spread it out and get a lot. But border collie, needle felted dog are the top. Me's the third, my shop name, which is awesome. That means people are looking specifically for me. Cat lover gift, felt dog. So this gives me an idea of some of the things to maybe focus on a little bit if they're driving traffic. I think very much I've got to make sure I'm ranking a bit more for cat lovers gift, because that's about to be a term that's really searched for. So definitely I will look at pushing that up a wee bit. Perhaps dog ornament might be a good term, and if dog ornament's working, cat ornament might work, so I'll work on that as well. So that's some of my search terms, and that's kind of what I use them for. And the websites where we can see most people are coming from Etsy. Pinterest is dying down a little bit. I used to get hundreds of views coming on from one listing on Pinterest. That's dying down a bit, but that's the way things go. Some things get popular, you fly, and it's been a good few years that is one of my bookmarks has been doing well, but that happens. It's dying a wee bit. Well, not badly, because we've got Pinterest. Yeah, we've got it twice, so it's about 150 views. YouTube's actually bringing views, which is awesome, because that was never really my plan, but thank you guys. You're going for a snoop after you've listened to a video. And 51 views coming from Google. So I think next year's goal, going to try and get Google up there, try and get Google a bit higher. And the pages viewed as normal. Most of them are individual listings, about 500 come straight into my shop. So good, interesting stats there. Let's just have a quick look at the whole listings and what's doing good. Now the good thing I want to have a look at, this listing, this little dog, this is the one that I changed for the new short titles for the new Etsy guide. So I wouldn't advise changing one of your popular listings, but this was in my top 5 listings before I changed it, and it still is. It's still driving traffic, so I didn't kill it by making it a shorter title. It's still doing good. So there's my top, and as you can see, this listing, this is the cat bookmark that used to drive massive views from Pinterest, and it's down now. So that's gone from number 1 to number 2, and it's only got 1 order this month, but it's all good. It's still up there, it's still driving traffic, it's still doing well. So this is the one I need to push for cat lovers gift. And then my least visited, this is stuff that I have to work on. I'm gonna actually planning to do a video on raising the dead, bringing up these items that have had no views and nothing. They might actually be expired listings just now. I haven't checked. I'm that behind on things, but I've got to work on these a bit. Right. Other thing I want to have a quick look at, a couple of things. So we want to have a look at where we were for the month with promoted listings. I haven't looked at these at all yet, so yeah, a bit worried. Last month, bit worried if this is doing badly. Not at all, doing pretty good. I dropped my cost per click. That was up at 10 cents per click, and I was topping out, can I, specific dates, let's go back a month and you can maybe see where I did this, but it was doing badly, so I changed it. Cost, that's what I want. Oh no, oh, what dates have I put up? Yeah, that's going up to the 1st of October. Yeah, so you can see up for this period, my budget's $2, and I was hitting my budget, which means what was happening with quite a lot of my listings were I was blowing through my budget by lunchtime, and so the ads were being switched off, so I just wasn't getting the same number of impressions. If you look at this for the cost, that's like more than double the cost of earlier on there, but the impressions, definitely not getting double the impressions. Getting more clicks, which is pretty good, but it really wasn't being worth it. So I took my cost per click down. Yeah, can we have the specific dates that I want? So we can actually get a good view. So we can see clicks are on the way up just because of the time of year it is, but my costs, here's where it was at 10 cents per click, and then I dropped it down to 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5 cents a click, and you can see that it's costing me less to get all the same, to get the impressions. And let's have a look, and actually the impressions are higher now than they were before. So just a wee test, playing around with the cost per click. Am I getting the same number of impressions? I'm actually doing better. So let's just put this on to last month. I hope that'll make sense. I'm not sure I'm making sense there, but yeah. And for the last month, where it's down to the 5 cents per click, I'm getting 75,000 impressions, which is pretty good, nearly 1,000 clicks simply from promoted listings, and the cost for the month is $46. So that's right, that's fairly high. Only getting $200 revenue, but that's how these things go. It evens out over the years at around, the cost is about 10% of the revenue, so it's about half of what I would expect for that amount of what I paid for the listings. But I mean, if we look at it all time, have we got all time? There we go. If we look at it all time, it evens out. So yeah, it's cost me $500 and it's made nearly $6,000. So promoted listings over time have been worth it. So there's me promoted listings, and I've been a bit lazy with that. I just dropped the cost per click. I've not been looking at my results from that. I've not been looking at my stats. I've not been reading it and making changes accordingly because I'm too busy, which is a good problem to have. Now, the other thing, this marketing, the search analytics are back again. I think this is rolled out to most shops. It's still in beta. The numbers are not perfect. If you try and add things up, it doesn't quite make 100% sense, but it's showing us what we're gonna get when it rolls out. So basically, what have we got? That's given us, well, let's see, does it give us last month? Last month it does. So we've got last month's data, and it's comparing it nicely to the year before. We've got some interesting stats here. As I say, if you add them up and stuff, people are complaining and saying this doesn't seem to be real numbers, and it probably is a little bit glitchy still just now. So not everything's perfect. Oh, here we go. Visits and revenue don't yet include data from the Buy on Etsy app. So yeah, everything won't add up. If you look at your normal stats and then go, I have different data, if it won't add up because people who use the Buy on Etsy. But if they're using their PC, this still gives us an idea of what's going on. So it's saying 221 visits to my shop via Etsy search. Well, we know that's not true. There was about 1,000, I think I said, from my stats, but we'll go with what they're giving us. And they're saying that is, ooh, too much to read when you hover over it. That's 31% down on this time last year, but I'm not worried because we know the stats aren't quite right yet. And it's telling us that nearly 1% of these 221 visits, so almost 1% of everyone who's searching and visits my shop from that search, about 1% of them, it's resulting in a sale, and that's 190% up on last year from the stats they have. We don't know how good these numbers are yet, but I was at 0.3%, so I wasn't even 0.5% last year, and now I'm nearly 1%. So according to this, I'm doing better. But that can just be, you know, people are browsing around clicking on things. It could, well, this time last year I wasn't playing games or anything on the shop, but from years previous, I confess I used to play games, so I might have more clicks on my shop but not so many sales. Average order value is saying it's 34, it's nearly £35, and that's up 92% from last year. So my average order at this time was about $18. So what must have happened was I was selling more of the bookmarks at this time last year, and now I'm selling more full-size sculptures. And the total earnings through the Etsy search. So basically, and this is super important numbers. So of the 221 people who found my shop in Etsy search, that made me nearly £70. Now, there's no saying what's good about these numbers. These are your numbers. These are probably not even real numbers, but these are your numbers. So rather than say, is this good or is this bad, what you want to see is green stuff here. Is it increasing on what happened last year? Now, like I say, don't worry about the numbers just now. This is still in beta, but when it comes out, we don't want to compare to other people and say, is this good? Just compare to ourselves and say, what can I do to make these numbers better? So what could happen is if you had a high number of people visiting you from Etsy search, but with a low turnaround, with a low sell-through rate, with a low revenue on this, what it could mean is your items are not really what people were looking for. They thought they searched for something, they thought that's what your item was, but when they actually clicked on it, it really wasn't quite what they wanted. So it just gives you an idea of things you can improve on. Maybe think about what people would really be looking for when they search for that term, and what's wrong with your item. Why is it not covering it? Maybe the size is wrong. You know, there could be all number of things that could be slightly misleading to the customer so they don't buy it. Or, I mean, a high clicking on it and not buying, that could be a signal to you that your prices are too high. That's about the only time I would suggest maybe dropping the prices or doing something like that. If a lot of people are finding you, a lot of people are clicking on you, and not a lot are buying, maybe your prices are too high. So it's saying, I'm hating there's so much data when I hover over things, it's hard to show you things. So it's saying my listings were found through 4,705 queries. And what a query is in Etsy speak is it's when people put in a search term. It's when in the search bar they search for something and my item got an impression. It was shown up on the page for that search term. So we've got filter here. What's it let us filter by? Impressions, position, visits per impression, so we can add different detail, conversion rate, orders, revenue, average order value, and listings. So there's a whole load of different things you can add to these columns. But it's good, we can rearrange the positions of everything. But what this is cool is telling us, so the query, what the customer typed in was cat lover gift, and how many times, how many impressions, how many times did my shop show up in that search when people searched for that. It was 794 times, which is pretty cool. The position, now because your items are not fixed in search at a certain position, they vary all over the place. It's telling us the average position. In fact, I'll hover here and let Etsy tell us the average position of your listings when appearing in a search. So this is saying cat lover gift, on average, my item appears at position 285. So on average, it's in a place that won't get seen, but some of the time it's high enough in the search that it gets spotted, and it is getting visits when it does get spotted. In fact, it's coming up as #1 for my visits for a term. So this is telling me, this is giving me a bit of data that says, here's something I am pretty sure I can improve that position. And if I improve that position, then there's a chance that I'll get seen more. I want to take that average. Let's try for next month. Let's have that average a little bit higher. So for cat, I want to try and rank for cat lover gift. It does quite well for my shop. So that's pretty cool to know. So yeah, we get 10 visits. I've had no conversion, no sales on that, but for such a few, for for 10 clicks, that's not really telling us much. Another useful thing is it's telling us that I have 2 listings that have the potential to appear for that query. So I could definitely add a few more tags. I could say cat lover gift in a few more listings. And if you haven't seen, check out my video on the Etsy SEO secret, and this is why this thing's important. And now Etsy is showing us this. This really shows it's important that, yeah, you might only have 1 or 2 listings that are ranking well for a search term, but your other ones, if they're available for the query, if they're optimized for the query, they'll help boost up your big item. They'll help your other item because that gives you authority on cat lover gift. I've only got 2 items that say cat lover gift. So Etsy and Google are all going to be saying this shop's not a great authority for cat lover gift. But if I had 200 items on cat lover gift, maybe only 1 or 2 will show up high in search. But Etsy saying, yeah, this is a shop that knows about this. They've got a lot of things for a person looking for that. So my good items will get a wee leg up. So I'm going to add some more. Well, I have some more items that would be relevant for cat lover gift. So I'm going to add that tag or in the title to a few more of them, and let's see if we can do better for that. Ben McFuzzylugs, 1,000 impressions for that. That's pretty awesome that 1,000 times people are searched for my name. The worrying thing is my average position where I'm seen is position 31. I'm hoping that's because I've got 91 listings, and so it's saying the average if I've got like listings at position 1 to position 91 or something. I'm hoping it's saying, you know, it's not just one listing. So I'm hoping I've got listings from 1 to 31 as well. Hope that makes sense. But yeah. So out of 1,000 people seeing me from searching Ben McFuzzylugs, this is saying that only 9 actually clicked on my shop. So, but what I'm thinking here, I'll have to check into this. My thinking is impressions 1,074. So what might have happened if when they search for me, the entire page is flooded with all my listings. It shouldn't be someone else's. So if you can see, I don't know, say you can see 40 on a page, so that would be 40 impressions for one search term. So hopefully that's why that's why there's only 9 people clicked. It could only be 9 people searching, but they just see a lot of me. Does that make sense? And it's telling me, yeah, I have 91 listings with my shop name that will show up for my shop name. And yeah, lots and lots of cool information here. What I'm showing up for the most with impressions, what position I'm on. And again, this is really cool, like needle felted dog. I'm showing up really well. You know, there's a lot of impressions for that. But my position is pretty low, but I've got a lot of listings with that, so my position might actually be low because I've got a lot of listings low down as well as, you know, averaging up over all the listings. But super interesting to see all of that. As I say, it's only in beta just now. So, you know, these things, it's just in beta, it's going to be glitchy, it's going to be a lot of changes, but hopefully, oh, I'm fidgety today. Hopefully that'll give everybody some ideas, to spark some thoughts, to say, like cat lover's gift, it's saying to me, try and rank for cat lover's gift, give that a go. I've got nothing to lose by trying to do that. I can do that with some of my listings that aren't doing so well. So it's a pretty cool thing to use, but don't get too hung up on it. I mean, people are sitting doing maths and going, oh, this doesn't add up. Nah, just look at it for some ideas just now. It's only in beta. Okay, I think that was about all we had to cover today. So if anyone in the chat has anything they want to ask, if you want me to clarify anything I just went over, if you want to have a look at anything else, well, while I'm waiting, let's pop back to this wonderful, I can't remember her name now, but there's a link up above for this person's Instagram account. Totally visit her, share her stuff. We'll just have a quick drool over some more of these while I'm waiting. If anyone has any questions or anything they want to chat about, I'll be here for 5 minutes or more, 5 minutes or so longer. But I just want to. Oh, that's a chihuahua, I think. That is so cute. I wish I could felt that cute. And I like the little paw under the face. Yeah, so if you have any questions about Etsy shops, Etsy stats, anything to do with Etsy, then give me a yell while we're just sitting scrolling through this big bunch of cuteness. Look at that tummy there. The face is adorable, but look at the fuzzy tummy. Rosanny, hi there, my dear. Good to see you. Yeah, that is totes adorable, as the young people, not even the young, as the young people a generation ago said. Yeah, Rosanny, aren't these the cutest things in the entire world? There is a link, the last link I've put on in this chat takes you to her shop. Not to her shop, to her Instagram page. April, good question. April's asking, how important is the description in your listing? It's super important, but not like how it used to be. So your description, Etsy has now said they're not using your description. Should we go quickly back to my face, my ugly mug? Etsy has said they're not using your description for your SEO. So the words that are in your description is not being read by their search bot to find out if you're going to rank for that thing. So it doesn't in that way help with the ranking, but it does help with the ranking, and I'll explain how in a couple of ways. Google very much still reads the first section of your description. That's still used in SEO for Google to decide if you're going to rank. So you've got to make sure that the keywords you're aiming for, at least what's in your title, make sure that it matches in your description. Not necessarily word for word, but make sure that the important terms are in there in the start of your description. And the other thing is with Google, when people are searching, as you've seen in search results, you get the title and you get a little bit of the description in the results. So if someone sees something and it looks interesting to click on it, if it makes sense, if it's clear what it is, that might entice them to click a little more. And that's going to really help you in the ranking for a search term. If someone searches on Google, finds you for that search term on Google and clicks through to your shop, that sends a really good signal to Etsy that that's what your item's about. Bringing in traffic from somewhere else, you bringing people to Etsy, is a really good thing that Etsy wants to know about. So a good description can really help with your ranking in that way. And the other thing is it can convert browsers into buyers. If people are searching and your description doesn't make a whole lot of sense, it's a bit rubbish, and they think they have to message you to find out, or it's not a great description, then a buyer might bounce to someone else's shop. If your description is amazing, if it's something that really explains what your item is, but also other people, like we did in a video a while back on descriptions, yep, search for that, but we looked at one of the descriptions that Wendy had put up of her witch, and she explained everything about it, how it was based on her grandma and the history and a little story to it. Now you don't want the story to be right at the top, but a little further down, but a little story to it, or a good description of how the thing's made, that sounds that really makes you sound interesting as the artist. All these things help people hang about on your page a little bit longer, and they also might entice them into wanting to buy things. So if the description makes people stay there and want to buy, then that's super important. So no, it's not important in terms of Etsy SEO, but it is important in terms of getting customers to want to love you, if that makes sense. Sandra, when a shop is under a year, I find it hard to use the stats as the numbers are low. How should I use the stats when I don't have a full year yet? Yeah, Sandra, totally agree with you there. You have less less stats. That's very true. But you still have some. So I would use it in conjunction with another tool, like something like Etsy Rank. The most important thing I think to be doing is working on them both together, so you can look and think, what was the thing I wanted to rank for? Is this listing actually ranking for anything? So find out if it's able to be found in search. So that gives you a start. If you're actually not ranking for anything, then you can't expect to have any views on it, so work on getting ranking for it. If you find yourself the listing is ranking for some terms but you're not getting any search results for them, people aren't clicking on your item that you're ranking for, then perhaps you need to find a different term. It might be either the competition looks a bit better and you've got to sort out your pictures, or it might be check again somewhere like Etsy Rank or Google Analytics to find out, are people actually searching for this term? Because if you rank for something that no one's looking for, then you're not going to get any clicks. So you have to use everything in conjunction with everything else. And I totally agree, you don't have that much stats to go on, but you still have some. So if you're finding that even just one keyword is driving a lot of traffic, then double down on that keyword, make some more items similar to that. If you're finding that one social media platform is driving a lot of views to you, then work hard on that social media platform. And conversely, like, so many people constantly spam their stuff to somewhere. They'll keep on putting it up to Facebook, keep on posting like every day tons of things. And if you're doing that and you're getting no views from Facebook, stop doing it. That's busy, pointless work. So it's a good way to figure out the things that you're doing that are completely not working. If you've given them a good run, if you've given like 30 minutes, excuse me, if you've given them like 30 days, if you've given a month of really focusing in, why am I talking so much from my hands? If you've given a month of really focusing in on doing something and it's not driving results, then try something different. So you don't have much stats, but you still have some. But I know it's difficult. And I actually have coming up, I've got to make them. I've got a series of videos I want to be making in the next couple of weeks that I'm really excited about. But what I want to do is what I'm going to call how to get 1,000 sales on Etsy, because next year I'm going to get my 1,000th sale. That's coming up, and I want to do the series taking us all from how to open, the opening your shop, what the SEO you've got to do there, how to get your first sale, how to get your first 10 sales, and all the things we're going to do, because it is the thing that's so different. What you do when you're brand new is totally different from what you do when you've got 100 sales, is totally different from what you do when you've got 1,000 sales. And I want to help people at every stage of that. That is, each thing has its own different challenge, and so I'm really looking forward to making that series, so hopefully that helps as well. April, you are totally very welcome. Right, let's get back to drooling over stuff for a little while. If anyone has any other questions, throw them in. Rosanne, if someone tied your hands down, you probably couldn't speak. Do you know, the super funny thing is, if I was talking, you and me were talking, I don't, I don't do all this hand stuff. I don't flail my hands around like an idiot. I don't think I'm that animated when I talk. I've never videoed myself normally. But when I'm doing this, Rosanna, you have to live stream sometime, just to see what it's like. It is so weird because I'm talking to a little blue circle that's my my webcam, and you say something and like 20 people could be sitting behind their computers laughing or nodding or grumping at me or yelling at me that I'm speaking rubbish. And I don't know until like 15 seconds later, the lag catches up and I kind of find out. So I feel I have to be trying so much harder because I'm going, come on, give me some feedback. You know, if you're talking to a person face to face, you can judge by their expression, whereas I waffle on for a good 15 seconds more than I need to, going, why isn't my webcam smiling? So you get much more expressive. It is so weird. Sandra, thank you for your advice. You use Eatsy Rank and Google Analytics. You need to learn them better. Um, yeah, great new topics. Look forward to watching them. Awesome. I'm looking forward to doing it. I've been writing out scripts and ideas and researching and everything. I want to make these good ones. So hopefully. But yeah, glad you're using Eatsy Rank and Google Analytics. Great tools to have. And I think we all need to learn to use them better. I'm finding, even I've been doing a deep dive into Eatsy Rank, and I've been lucky. Anthony, the creator of Eatsy Rank, been having chats with him. Awesome guy, really knows about his SEO. So if you're stuck on anything, totally ask Anthony. He's a great guy. But yeah, he's been showing me like his thinking of some of the parts of the tools, and that is really so cool to see what he's thinking of it. And when I've been doing these videos, I'm diving in deeper, going, hang on, I've never clicked on that button before. Where does that take me? And there's so much in that tool. It is bonkers. And it's like every time you open a page, you know, that didn't look like that before. What's he done? So there's so much to that tool. What I would say is don't beat yourself up, but do a little bit. You know, you're using it. That's a great start. So I don't use every part of the tool. I have the certain things like I find finding out where you're ranking. That is the main reason I found Eatsy Rank. Let's scroll some more of these. That's the main reason I found Eatsy Rank, because I was trying to find an easy way to find how I ranked. Because there used to be a tool, Craft Cult. Many years ago, there was a tool that did that, and then it went away. So I found Eatsy Rank because of that. So that's the main thing I use. And then the Keyword Explorer, and I was like, yay, this is awesome. There's a whole load of other tools in it that I don't even touch, that I'm sure are very awesome, and I will figure them out. But yeah, it's a great tool, but rather learn to use one bit perfectly rather than try and do the whole thing is my thoughts. Oh, is that not the cutest thing? I think, is that like a kind of desert fox or something? Um, and she's got such beautiful boxes as well. I thought about paying for customized packaging, but okay, I can see the point that is utterly gorgeous, and it just looks like you're getting something so special. I felt for me at the point that I'm at, that might just be a kind of vanity for me, that I'd be charging extra to my customers for me feeling better. But actually looking at that, yeah, I would feel special if I ordered something from her and it came all bundled up like that. So I might look into personalised boxes again. That's such a cute idea. They have such expressive little faces. That I just had to check there. I wasn't sure if we were on my face or I was showing the screen. You could just be watching me just going, oh, isn't that cute, and not see what I'm looking at. But they are quite adorable. And the little sleepy kitty with its little smile. Yeah, her work is adorable. I think that's some kind of hamster or something, but yeah, it's very cute. And the photographs with it peeking out through the wool and everything. She is so good. Totally has a great idea for how to do all of this. Oh, hedgehogs and foxes. And that looks like a card based on some of her strange little creatures. Oh, the squirrel's lovely too. That's so cute. And these smiley cats. I'm going to have to work on making cats smile. It's cute. And the expression is just like baby animals, just like what a puppy looks like with its big kind of saggy eyes. What else have we got? I have no idea what that is. Did anyone? Yeah, just anyone. It's very cute and kind of a little bit creepy at the same time. But yeah, I don't know what kind of creature it's supposed to be. Maybe something out of her warped head. I think that's more likely. And yay, finally, a picture of the creation. She uses one of those brush, um, yeah, brush mats rather than mats. Oh, and the bulldog. So much detail. A handful of cute faces. Yeah, I was right. It is just faces, for the pocket ones, which is a great idea. So adorable. But yeah, we're gonna have. I'll let you guys know now. Wednesday we should have a video on how to make. I'm inspired by seeing these. I had a go at making some little cat's heads because I thought from the big cat's head that I made, I thought I'd see if I could shrink it up to make it into a kind of brooch. Just inspired by what I was seeing there. So we've got a cat's head, and then I thought, based on this that I'm seeing here, but also based on making the cat's head brooch, I thought I'd see if we could make a fox head. So that's the next 2 Wednesdays coming up. Sandra, goodbye. So good to see you, and thank you for the great questions. Also, all very much helps. Oh, that looks like a real cat. I love how she's got the sleepy eyes. That is so cute. All right. I will hang around. I'll be around for 4 minutes more. If anyone's got any further questions, we'll hang around for 4 minutes more looking at these absolutely adorable little animals. I'm kind of hoping as I scroll down and see some of her older work that she was not so amazingly good and has improved, because some people just seem to start amazingly good and just stay amazing. I like to see that people did terrible sometimes. Is that bad of me? What have we got? Yeah, these little blue and yellow thing. I don't know what they are. They're things, but they're cute. Yeah, she's been doing the foxes for a while. I adore these foxes. They are so cute. It looks like she does some painting as well. Rosani, I know she is ridiculous. That's just like a little puppy. Yeah, she's ridiculously talented. But you'll be there soon. You've been doing your needle felting. You're getting there. Oh, and look at that! It's the wee belly that has me. A fuzzy belly. I've got to make something with a fuzzy belly. That is so cute. I've a couple of times made animals lying on their back. I should do more of that. Or like I think that he's like kind of sitting up in a very bizarre human but dead cute pose. And raccoons. I've not actually made a raccoon, so I think a raccoon's going to have to be added to the list. Made a badger. Made some UK wildlife, because you don't think where you live in the world that your animals are exotic to someone else's. So I look at like everything that's in all different countries and I just think, wow, that's amazing, that's so exotic. And then people are like foxes and hedgehogs and badgers and things that are kind of commonplace here. So yeah, your own wildlife is exotic to someone else. Oh, look at that wee face. Oh my goodness, the little mouth half open. Yeah, I think she just started amazing and stayed amazing. I'm so mad. What? Oh, well, if that's her work too, it's not an amazing, but if that's where she was, I don't know how old posts are. Can we find out? 2016, so a couple of years ago. That's awesome. If that's her work, it's still awesome, but thankfully it's not so crushingly awesome. That would be wonderful if if she's improved so much. No, no, here's some more awesome stuff. Oh, I love the eating the donut. That is so cute. And looks like some calligraphy painting stuff. Super cute, yes. Okay, so she's been making these gorgeous things for a couple of years. I love that fox. Yeah. Yeah, I've just got to up my game and get better because that stuff is amazing. I love the little unicorns too. Very cute. Right, guys. Yeah, I think I think thank you all so much for joining me. I seem to have been waffling on and drooling over this stuff, but yeah, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the questions. Like I say, got some exciting videos planned for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, thank you so much. Let's figure out how to shut down this stream. You guys all have an awesome evening, and I'll catch you in the next video.